guys, Tara Clemmer here, and I'm I don't know. Today I've been this whole like week I've been feeling pretty disorganized and like kind of like I don't know. I've had a lot of medical stuff to do, and that's kind of been affecting my mental state real bad. But for some reason today it's Tower God Day, and I feel energetic and just happy right now, so that's good. But I don't know. The new video is coming out on Halloween, just like I promised, and yeah, I'm almost done with it. Like literally like a few more minutes of the videos I need to do, and that's it, and then I'm gonna upload it for Halloween, and everything will be hunky-dory with that. So yeah. Other than that, I don't really have much to talk about. I have all the shorts planned for this week. Probably gonna do some more this week for next week, all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for 700 subscribers. I'm very not only very happy, but I'm very proud, and like I'm happy. I'm just happy, like in general, about that, since it's not only because of the amount, but also because of the support that you guys constantly give me, and you guys are amazing, like always. Even if even of course if people have opinions in the comments that I don't agree with, and then we talk about it and debate about it, it really doesn't matter. It's still all fun for me, to be honest, to do, and I wouldn't take any of it away. It's been fun ever since I started this whole channel, and I'm just happy to know that you guys also like the things I'm putting out, and I always want to repay that kindness by doing more and being able to improve for you guys. So yeah, other than that, really, I don't have much else to talk about fully. But yeah, I'm gonna just listen to my audio just to make sure before we start, so I can make sure that I sound fine. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. If any of you guys think I'm too low, tell me, or too high, whichever one being the case. Tell me and I'll be sure to change the settings for it just quick and ask you guys how it sounds now. But other than that, I really have nothing much to say. I'm going to go to my reaction tab. There you go. But now, before we actually start, because I'm pretty sure I'm already in the right tab to fully just start. Yeah, I am. I want to make my predictions of what's going to happen this chapter. They did send me the thumbnail, or like the screenshot for the thumbnail. So I know Gusting is going to be in this chapter, and because Gusting is going to be in this chapter, I'm pretty sure we're going to go back to the fight between Trauma and Gusting, which I'm fully fine with. I thought we were going. I had a little theory that might be going back to the Yama and Robodon and Kirin and all that kind of stuff. I thought we were going to go back to that, but at the same time, I'm fine with just keeping the train going with the family head fight. Although I wonder how it is going to play out, that whole the whole other section of the arc later. Maybe it bridges into it at some point, but yeah, I don't know really how it's going to play out. But I'm very interested to see. I'm just going to keep my thing going. I'm going to keep my thing right next to me, so I can not only see the comments while I'm reading the chapter, but also like anything, and I'll be sure to see what's up with that. But also just to see if there's any weird stuff, although I won't be hearing myself, so if any of you guys, if anything goes weird on my mic, tell me please immediately, and I'll be sure to try to see if I can fix it. But hopefully nothing like that happens, and yeah, let's start. If we are going to the Trauma and Gusting part of the story again, what do I think is going to happen between them now? we kind of got, I feel like we've gotten into the second round of this fight. And what I mean by that, it's like the first round of the fight is like the beginning of the fight until all the way Tromrai kills Gusting, and then all the flashback stuff happens. And the second round of the fight, for me, I feel like it's now Gustin being revived, and now all this stuff. So I'm wondering which way is gonna tip this, because the first round was pretty, I wouldn't say basic, but it was intense. It was intense, and I liked a lot of the chapters in it, but it was a lot safer in my opinion, because it was a lot of techniques that we already knew about, except for like rupture or disconnect or whatever. So I wonder, now that Gusting has this judge ability, is that going to play more into a factor? How is that going to play a factor? And how is Tromrai going to respond? Because I doubt Tromrai is going to get whooped on by the rest of the fight. So I wonder, but obviously Gusting's stronger right now, currently, with his awakening stick. So yeah, without any more speculation, I think that's everything that I can really say about it. I'm going to start right now, I guess. Let's start reading. We got a violence warning, just like always. I've been saying this. I don't legitimately know when was the last time we didn't have a violence warning. I want to say it was during one of the Amazu flashbacks that we didn't have one. But every single chapter, and to be fair, at least now the violence warnings are pretty much deserved. Before they weren't, but now I feel like every chapter that has a violence warning has some violence in it that is pretty deserved. So yeah, let's keep going. All right, we're not even starting with a flashback, or I mean, we're not starting with what's it called, a preview. We're just getting right into it. But like, this is a flashback, because there's a flashback of Edwan, and I'm guessing Gusting, because here's the awakening stick. Okay, so Edwan gets hit in the side of the head with a stick. He grunts in pain. Oh god, okay. Once again, you made life more difficult for everyone else by throwing your spears without asking first. You let yourself be provoked by the enemy and threw your spears on impulse. This was all your fault. This was all your own fault. Okay, so now we see like a little bit more of the job of the judge of the group. Like, there's a mistake that happens, and now Gusting is punishing whoever did it by bonking them on the head with a stick. And that's pretty fun. It's pretty funny that the awakening stick is literally just a stick that you bonk somebody with if they're guilty. It's funny. I know, like, it powers you up a great deal, but still, it's just really funny. And again, it's just nice to see these talks about the family heads and their climb, and like the positions. Like, I just made my whole last video was a position video, which I like it. It's just some minor problems with it, with the sounds, which I don't understand why. Like, I understand that I was sick during recording, but at the same time it was way more compressed than it originally in my just file that I uploaded it from. It's weird. That's never happened before, but either way, it's a fine video. I like the mentioning of the positions, like the spear bearer. Edwan is a spear bearer. He has to wait until the orders to throw his spears, but he just let the enemy provoke him and threw his spears on impulse, and that messed up the formation of the group, I'm guessing, right? So that's really fun and interesting. And it makes sense for these types of talks to be prevalent in the first climb of the tower, more than any other talk, I guess, of people climbing, I guess. Ow, geez, that hurt like hell. Damn. Seriously, I can't believe how much that hurt. Damn, that really hurt him a lot. What is that thing? I just like the panel, the ta-da, the little not explanation, like the little lines. It's like it reminds me of a Zelda. You when you find an item in a chest in Zelda. This is the Jade Awakening Stick. When any of us places our sins on the scales of judgment and the scales finds us guilty, this stick is able to break through any defense so the person can be punished. That's an interesting caveat to this ability. Once somebody is found guilty, I guess, then the stick can break through any defense. That's super interesting. So like, it doesn't matter the defense you put up. If you get hit by it, you get hit by it, and you're still gonna hurt. That's very interesting. I wonder what that really means. Like, if you put a shield and he hits the shield, does it pass through the shield to hit the target, or does it like, does it not, or does it just break the shield immediately? Like, it doesn't matter about the defenses of the shield, it just breaks the shield immediately, but it doesn't actually hurt the person because you didn't hit the person, you hit the shield. You know what I mean? It's a little weird. That's these types of abilities that negate durability and stuff like that are always kind of weird like that. That it's kind of like there's two camps at which what they do, and I don't know which one it is. It just kind of sounds, it's a little vague, but at the same time it's still OP. No matter what. I really like the design of the Jade Awakening stick though. I love the symbols on it, and it's super cool. And somebody did tell me the actual name of this like item, like the proper name it should be called, but not the stick. But you know, I forgot, obviously. So yeah, probably erase most shields in the tower. The stick is legendary. I just love the idea of a stick. Just it's a stick. You just bonk somebody, and then it just probably erase most shields in the tower. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Just like if you hit the shield, it erases the shield, and then you won't have the shield because the shield's basically broken. Even if you had the shield, it wouldn't matter. But I don't think it like phases through the shield. It will break the shield. It wouldn't phase through the shield and hit the target, because that doesn't really make sense. I feel like it would just break the shield immediately. Like it wouldn't care about the defenses of the shield itself. It's an interesting topic to talk about, I guess. What? That's such an unfair. I just love that line. I love everyone saying that's such an unfair item. Because it's funny because all of the irregulars are so unfair just in general. Like they're cheat codes in the tower. Like Edwan is so unfair. Like if you saw any of the abilities that he performed during the Hidden Floor arc, he was basically using like the Gate of Babylon from Gilgamesh with his spears, right? He was able to make a spear the size of bigger than any mountain, right? Like that's unfair. Like I would call that unfair, right? But like comparatively to them, they're like, bro, that skill's unfair. That just goes to show you how unfair an item like that really is, I guess, to them. But it's just funny, I guess. Also, interesting thing to point out, the scales of judgment here in the past work differently than how they do now, because now in the present, Gustain cannot judge. He could only judge Traumarai because he died. Like he couldn't judge him before. If he didn't die, he wouldn't be able to have judged Traumarai in the first place, because Traumarai transcends the law of the tower. But now in the past, the scales apparently seem to work like it doesn't matter. Like Gustain didn't need to die to judge Edwan. He just judged him, and then he got the awakening stick. So that's interesting. It's just an interesting limitation that the scales have now that they don't have before. Yo, long time no see. I'm gonna leave because I'm not caught up, but take care. No problem, man. Take care. Wish you the best. Glad you popped in for a second, but no, just catch up and come back, and the stream will always be here. Gusting's weapons. Gusting's top weapons with 3 cigarette, 2 Gate of Babylon, 1 stick, 100%. I love how one of the 3 main weapons is a cigarette. Just so this Gusting just has the most unorthodox weapons in the tower, and I just love him for that. No, but it's interesting the differences between the scales in the past and the future. Um, I'm guessing because of those limitations that I have now, the skill is more powerful, kind of like a Nen thing from Hunter x Hunter, where you have more limitations, but the skills become more powerful. I would assume that's how it works, because that's how like quote unquote unfair things are treated in the Tower of God world by the Guardians. That if the more the more OP something is, the more limitations it's gonna have. Like Lafav's bullets too, for an example, I guess. Who the hell made something like that? The head librarian of the workshop. This also goes into a thing about like the titles of people from the like workshop. I don't know if this is how it like was in the original Korean. I can't read Korean, right? But if this is in actual translation, if it is the head librarian, that's not correct to what we already know. But again, it's just like, it's kind of like interchangeable terms that it could be for multiple reasons. It could be because it was in the past, so titles evolved throughout the tower, and now Mixeth is not a librarian or a head librarian or like a teacher. I'm guessing librarian here is like interchangeable with teacher. It could also mean great father, something like that. It means so many other things. But at the end of the day, we know who it is. It's Mixeth who made it. Which again, Mixeth can just make these things. It's super weird and like interesting. Not just weird, but super interesting. What if Rachel couldn't walk? I just saw that in the corner of my eye and I laughed before I even read it. What if Rachel couldn't walk? It would make a lot of her actions a lot more funnier, to be honest. I don't know why. Just imagine, not to say somebody who can't walk is funny. Just saying that it just make things a little more. I don't know. I think it would just make things a little more weird. But at the same time, what if she couldn't walk? She would be even more useless than she currently is. Although there might be some cool wheelchairs in the tower. There definitely is. So like maybe. But at the same time, Leroro and people in the second floor said that just because she couldn't walk anymore, she failed her precision test, even if she was one of the better light bearers. So they were like, yo, if you can't walk, then your ability to survive in this tower is going to be so limited that we failed you, even if you technically passed the light bearing test. So that goes to show you how much that actually is a thing. I can't actually remember if we have ever seen, aside from like losing an arm, have we ever seen a character in Tower of God that's like an actual person that climbs the tower? I've known I think the person from the last station was also in a wheelchair, I forgot the guy's name, but he's also in a wheelchair, but I forgot who else. Is there anyone else? Floor test was restricted. Yeah, the floor test just like was like, no. The floor test was like, no, you can't go up the tower if you can't walk. But I wonder if there's anyone, if I can't remember any ranker or any like other person we met in the tower that can't walk. I can't remember. Somebody will probably point one out. If you remember, tell me. But I can't remember off the top of my head. It'll be interesting though, but I don't think so. Yeah, that's that to go. But he doesn't count. Okay. I saw your comment, Kendrick. No, that doesn't count. He's stupid. He chooses not to use his leg. He's stupid. Like, I get what you mean, but like he's not actually crippled. Like he's just a dumbass and like legit chooses to be, doesn't use his leg because of his weird ideology or whatever. He doesn't count. Like, I get it's funny. I forgot who Kendrick was for a moment, but no, I get what you mean. And he was able to fight a lot of people without using his legs, which is impressive, I guess. But at the same time, I'm talking about somebody who's actually crippled. Like, he's not actually crippled. He's just dumb and doesn't want to use his legs for whatever reason. But that was really funny. What? That old man? I asked. Oh, there's V. V in this panel has his hair a lot more brown. I don't know if it's because of the lighting or if it's just a coloring thing, but his hair is his hair is supposed to be black. Like, this looks just like Bomb's hair, like the brown. I asked him to make it. Somebody needs to act as the judge whenever problems come up among us. V, but why would you give Gusting something so dangerous? Damn. they're like, okay, we get it why you made it, but why Gusting? Because Gusting is the best man for the job. It's interesting. The best man for the job, based on what? Think about it. Let's say Gusting did something wrong. Knowing how uptight he is, I bet he'd be so disappointed in himself that he'd beat himself over the head with that stick right away. And a lot harder than anyone else would too. You see, this hair is more... I think it's the lighting of the shot, because it does look more black in this one. But yeah. V sees a psychopath and immediately chooses him. To be honest, yeah. To be fair, I guess, but he's an uptight psychopath. But at the same time, yeah, Gusting is definitely a psychopath. But at the same time, we don't know how much of a psychopath all of the family heads are at this point of their climb. But who knows? It's a bunch of weird decisions, but at the same time, I guess from the choice, what he only has limited choices of who can he trust, and I guess Gusting is the best one out of anyone else to be that person, right? So like, at least in V's mind, right? Gusting is his own worst critic. V, that's what makes him perfect to serve as the judge. So he's not saying that it's like, oh, he's not maybe V's not denying that Gusting isn't a psychopath, but like, he's a restricted psychopath, like a perfectionist psychopath that's uptight or whatever, so it wouldn't matter. That makes sense. I just said that perfectionist freak can't even stand making mistakes. There we go. True. I bet he'd be so frustrated with himself that he'd smash his own head open. Hey, is that how you all see me? Damn, I love these flashbacks. It's so fun. Again, you can make a whole comic of this climb, and I would read it in a heartbeat. What if Bomb survived the original? The original what? I don't know what you mean. What if Bomb survived the original? You're so honest that you throw yourself into a fire if you ever told a lie. And you may be a little too single-minded at times, but you're more sincere and dependable than anyone I know. Also Jihad, by the way, I just didn't even mention that Jihad was talking, but yeah. Jihad was talking and saying all this stuff. So it's not only the Jihad, who is the actual, like, I guess, leader, how, as V said, also agrees with V's decision to make him the judge. It's interesting to see people talking about Gusting in this light, because I feel like it's an aspect of Gusting we've seen, but it hasn't really been spoken about. These perfectionist qualities, and I feel like it's been there, but it's a little bit more like in the corner of things. But But I feel like you could have definitely seen that in his flashback when he was like struggling so hard, like right before he erased his memories of the Amazu incidents and stuff. He was split on telling the actual truth and recording the false one, like the best outcome or whatever that he said. So I think that scene incorporates a lot of what they're talking about here. But yeah, it's interesting. Just an interesting talk about Gusting's character. Plus, he's always the first person we worry about disappointing when we do something wrong. That's an interesting thing. So they worry when they do something wrong. They worry about Gusting. Interesting. That's an interesting thing. That's true. You're perfect for the job. It's so like, he obviously looks different. Like Jahad looks different a little bit. Like his costume doesn't, but his, just because of the art style is different. He definitely looks a lot different. But it's still good. It still just looks like Data Jahad, which is super cool. One day I'll probably, maybe for my 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do my top 10 characters of Tower of God. I think that's a very interesting list, and a personal list that but I think that'll be a fun video to do. What if Arlene race bomb? If Arlene race bomb, see, here's the thing, is that I feel like I don't, if Arlene race bomb, in my opinion, my theory is that Arlene was the one who placed the spell on Bomb. Like the ultimate spell, and that's why his body is immune to spells. You can have a whole video about that. So, and I don't actually believe the Bomb can perform spells. I don't believe he can learn a spell. So I don't think Bomb, it depends what you mean when you say Arlene raised Bomb. Do you mean when he got revived? If Arlene actually didn't look at Bomb and said he was a monster, and then decided to raise him up in the outside of the tower or whatever, and whatever, right? And so in that case, I feel like it would be weird. There's too much about the outside of the tower that we don't know. If she raised him inside the tower, if Bomb was never killed off by Jahad and she had to revive him, then then he would be able to learn spells because he never got revived by Arlene, and so he would be a spellcaster, a sorcerer in that alternate universe. Yes, the first one. That one's, again, too many headcanons for me to say, because, again, not because of a lot of the things, but because we don't know much about the outside of the tower, and I can't just say that Bomb is going to go inside the tower after he trains or whatever with Arlene. I can't say that. I don't know. I feel like there's too much headcanon stuff. But the alternative, if Bomb never died and he didn't get revived by Arlene, I feel like he would be a spellcaster in the tower, and he'd probably be part of the faction of Arlene that Arlene had in the tower against Jahad and all that stuff. And I'm guessing V still died in this well, would he die? No, because V apparently died after Bomb. Sorry about that. So V wouldn't die, and there would just be a family fighting against Jahad, I guess, and Bomb would be one of the members of that faction. But yeah, I can tell you a lot more about the second scenario than the first one. Gusting. Let's keep reading for now. But that was an interesting question I had to think about for a second. And so I accepted the role of judge that they assigned to me. But I had no idea at the time, there's a lot of dripping, that it would someday result in spilling the blood of my own companions. This is the shot. This is the really good shot that I mentioned before. About the awakening stick being covered in blood. If I had known that, would I have accepted the Jade Awakening stick back then? I suppose there's no way of knowing. They thought I was the ideal person for the job. I'm sorry, Gusting. Or I'm sorry, Gusting. I'm so sorry. Who's this? So he's like contemplating about the awakening stick that someday will result in him using it to actually try to kill one of his friends. Damn. I thought I was the ideal person for the job, and yet I failed to punish the one person. I feel like there's gonna be a big reveal. I killed them all. Who is this? I killed them all. It's alright. It's alright. Blossom. Ooh, oh my goodness. Okay. It's the middle of the night, obviously. Why this is always why I never freak out like during this, but just know that I'm freaking out. I'm sorry, Gusting. I'm sorry. I killed them all. Who is she talking about? Okay. We're seeing Blossom. Well, we're not seeing her. We don't know. She's... Goodness. We're not seeing her, but we finally heard her say something. So now in the story, we only have 3 more to go, I think. In the story, if I'm remembering correctly, we only have 3 more family heads to go. We have the Ari family member, the Ari family, the Hendolog family, and the Tupuri family. And that's it, I'm pretty sure. Those are the only family heads that we have not seen yet. At all in the story. I'm sorry, guys, I'm so sorry. And I wonder what she's talking about. This panel is gonna be like the panel, I feel like. Unless something more crazy than this happens. We're seeing Blossom. I love she's covered in like the sheets, like how we see a lot of her family is. Oh goodness. And this was, I don't know where, there's too little information for me to say when this happened, but it seems like Gusting was wearing his suit, so he must have been probably a family head at this point. He killed them all. Okay, let me read this again. I thought I was the ideal person for the job, and yet I failed to punish the one person. All right, Blossom. It's okay. And the scales are breaking. That's super interesting. It's okay. Whom I really should have punished. So he's saying that he should have punished. The one person that he 100% should have punished is Blossom. But why? Like, I killed them all. Okay. Did you read Exceed? No. Oh, wait. No. Yes and no. I read a little bit. I read the first chapters, but I have not. And I kind of know the premise. I know some people that have read it. But I didn't keep reading, so I don't know. I haven't read all of it. No. So sorry about that. I want to read it someday. It'll be interesting to read it someday, but I haven't read it. So yeah. Maybe one day, like during a vacation or something where I have the free time to do it, I'll do it. But I haven't read it, all of it. I've probably read 15 chapters, but that was a while ago, like years ago by now. So I haven't read it all. So this is interesting. He's saying that Gusting saying that he should have punished Blossom the most, or like the one person he should have punished was Blossom, if I'm reading this correctly, and the scales are breaking. Is this just metaphorical, or are they literally breaking? Like I just said in the beginning of this chapter, there are certain limitations now to the ability of the scales, where in the past it seems like it really wasn't that limiting to Gusting. What if the breaking of the scales, is the actual scales like breaking and like becoming a lesser forms of themselves because Gusting decided not to act as a judge, as an impartial person, and chose to let his emotions be for the person he loves, like cloud him and not punish her. That would be interesting, and I like that idea. But obviously nothing said. But I feel like that'd be a super interesting way for the story to go. For Gusting to have nerfed himself because he let his emotions decide instead of like the reality, right? We just got the title. Okay, Jesus, I didn't even realize how little of the chapter we read. This chapter is super long. The battle between the family leaders, Trauma versus Gusting 5. Okay, we gotta. Okay, I'm super hyped now. That this was such a good start to the chapter. That's better. I'm glad that silly mask of yours is finally broken. Although I don't particularly like having to look at your smug face. Damn. He's just stepping on your. Oop. Sorry about that. That was my mouse. He's just stepping on there. Closer to him. You see Trauma's face. Gusting. Do you really need to see this pointless fight through to the end? Funny thing also, I recently watched because Trauma is a new character in Tower God New World, and hearing his English voice actor and his Korean voice actor, whichever one really, because he's wearing the mask, they have the filter on the voice, which is so interesting. For some reason, every single time I read Trauma's dialogue, I never pictured him having a filter on his voice, like a robotic, not a robotic, but like a filter on his voice because of the mask. For some reason, even though it makes sense, I just never pictured him having a filter in his voice. But I guess it does make sense. So I guess this is Trauma's true voice. Yeah. Do you really need to see this pointless fight through to the end? Pointless? What makes you think that? This is finally my chance to knock some sense into somebody who I've always wanted to beat up. Damn, the smack talking in this fight is starting off great. In this chapter at least. Doesn't that alone make this worth it? Trauma grabbed the blood in his face and swiped it away. It's super interesting seeing Trauma's actual face on his clothing, like present day clothing. It's so jarring. It looks like a different character. I don't know. That's super interesting. Because I'm so used to this face, like the face being on a lot of different types of clothing, except for this one. It's so interesting. I like the design though, but at the same time, it's just different. It's weird. You arrogant fool. Okay, you're going to regret that decision very soon. So he's summoning his Shinwan Ryu or Shinzu Black Hole Sphere, whichever one he's summoning. I love the details that Asayos puts into it, or his assistants, whichever one, puts into the Shinzu Black Hole Sphere every single time it's summoned. I really want to see Gusting Shinsu Black Hole Sphere. Like, that's one of the things that I really want to see, because I wonder how his would look like, because it's interesting. We now know that Traumarai's Shinsu Black Hole Sphere looks like an amalgamation of Shinwei because of his necromancy, that he put all of them into the orb of the Shinsu Black Hole Sphere, right? But I wonder if Gustings will even be customized for him, or if it will just be like a regular Shinsu Black Hole Sphere we've seen from other people. It's really interesting for me to think about. Come get me. Oh, come and get me. The screeching animals from the coming out of the orb. All of these designs are so cool. Traumarai is really, like, Traumarai visually is just such a cool power. It's horrifying because, you know, the context between every single power that he has is terrifying, but just so visually cool to look at. It must be a pain in the ass for SIU to draw, though. So you see crunching, they're all like bleeding and turning. What's happening? They're like bleeding, like, or something. Yeah, it's like making a tower of, and they're like all turning red and like blood. So there's a bunch of crunching and cracking. What's happening? Is he finally summoning in it? What is he summoning? Okay, because I knew that Traumarai had to do something, because I knew the fight wasn't just gonna be. I've seen too much hype for this fight just to for it not to like pay off, or just be like, oh, Gusting now has a stick, he beats up Traumarai now, and that's it. And I wondered what he was gonna bring out, or what he was gonna do to make the fight to lean back into the favor, not the favor, but more like for not to be in the favor of Gusting only, to make the fight boring, I guess. And now he's summoning something. What is he summoning? The last of his 3 sea dragons. Okay, so now we finally, so now we're gonna see the final one. So there's technically 4 sea dragons, I think, if how Leviathan said, but the 4 sea dragons, but Traumarai doesn't have Leviathan with him, so only the 3 sea dragons in Traumarai's possessions. We've seen in Rage Rapid, we've seen Vanquish, and now we're gonna see this one, the last of his 3 sea dragons. Such a cool visual. It's like being summoned by like a sacrifice of all his other Shinwei. We were his own companions, and yet not even we knew much about it. Vikings up. Okay. Let's see. We were his own companions, and yet not even we knew much about it. Whoa. What is this? Are this wings? Is it like still transforming? What is oh my goodness. Let me just keep reading, because I think we're gonna obviously see a better shot. This looks so cool though, like the tower of his Shinsu Black Hole Sphere animals just raising up into a tower of blood, making this creature. It's so cool. The Dragon of Passion. Wow. This design. Oh my goodness, this page is long. Oh, and the tail too. Bro, every single part of this design is sick. The horns, the spikes or whatever the heck they are coming through. I think this is the eye, the thing in the head. All these, but he has all these other spots where all these glowing things are. It has like a very, it's called the Dragon of Passion, which just goes into the 7 deadly sins trope that Traumarai has. But it's very woman shaped. It is just, yeah, it's shaped like a female. That's crazy. Valhalla. Okay. Well, you know what, Amir, I'm gonna ban you forever because you spoiled it. Just kidding. Just joking. I'm completely joking. That's such a badass name though. Valhalla. Bro. I've been seeing a lot of people play God of War recently, and amazing game by the way. But I've been watching some playthroughs of it and while I'm editing, and it's just such a good game. Yeah, no. Oh, but it's so sick. It's such a cool design. And now we actually see it. Okay, so I have so many questions. Okay, but we'll just keep reading. Oh my goodness. This thing's wings expanded. It's big. It's almost as big, like in length. This thing's wings, at least when it's like spreading them out, it's almost as big as the whole Shinsu black hole sphere of Traumarise. That's insane. And I like how because of all the other dragons, they were ginormous. Vanquish was ginormous. The Rapid was huge, right? They're all big, imposing. This one's like compact. Like, I don't know how actually big it is, but it seems like it's humanoid shaped, but the wings are ginormous, and that's such a cool design. After the war ended. No, it's not that big. It's around the same size as Traumarise, maybe obviously longer because of the tail, but still. After the war ended, I never thought I'd need to summon this dragon again. So he hasn't used this power ever since the Great War between Arlene and V. Wow. I never thought I'd need to summon this dragon again. So damn, Traumarise was confident enough, which again, Gusting did die in this fight before he got revived. But like, Traumarise was like, yo, I'm gonna kill Gusting, and he didn't even think he was gonna need to bust out this dragon. Damn, that's crazy. I mean, he also didn't think that Gusting had his scales anymore. I think that's what he said. Which would kind of make sense now with this chapter because we saw the scales breaking, so he thought the scales were broken, I guess, in the past. Maybe that's why he thought Gusting didn't have it anymore. Something fine. Before I move on, I just like the design of Traumarise. You can tell that he has sweatpants on underneath this huge kilt thing that he has, like dress kilt thing that he wears. You can see that he has, like, if you remove this design, he would just have sweatpants on. That's really funny. Likewise, I've only ever seen that dragon a handful of times. So even Gusting has only seen him a handful of times, even during the Great War. Damn, that's crazy. It makes me wonder when Traumarise, because the timeline of when he created the three dragons, it's kind of ambiguous, but like I would say before the whole Amazu thing, like the Amazu flashback, because Leviathan must have existed before that flashback, because they had some of their memories taken away. But it gives me a strange sense of dread every time I see it. Valhalla. You may kill him. Just nods. Oh my goodness, the design's crazy, bro. It's so cool. Honestly, this might be... I was playing because I was planning to make a video, but they were my friends insisted that I made the video after the whole Traumarai and Gusting fight ended. I was gonna make a video about ranking every Shinwei in the Taragot story, and now I know why, because oh my goodness, this Shinwei is amazing. Like, it's so cool. And yeah, it has such a feminine form. Like, it even has like where breasts would be. Damn. Just, I love how it just nods. Like, it can't even talk, can't even roar. Damn. Although I'm beginning to understand now why that dragon creeps me out so much. Huh. I wonder why. Like, is it just that powerful that it makes him feel a sense of dread? So Traumarai from the oh, that's so cool. From the Shinsu Black Hole Sphere, he summons all these creatures, and then you just see the flash of Valhalla basically moving so fast it looks like it's teleporting away, and they're all going into the attack. This second round, by the way, the second round of the fight is, like I said in the beginning, is starting off to an amazing start. I love this. Oh, Gusting's bringing out the cigarette. He's bringing out the cigarette. Just one more thing for me to destroy. Ah, he's not even using it for attack. He's just going to town on that cigarette. That's so cool. You poor creatures deserve a better master. Damn, so he's confident. Let's see how well he does. I'll set you free soon enough. Yeah, you just see all these fish, these ancient sea fish going at him. Okay, so now we're seeing more of the stick being in use in action. He just tears through it like it's nothing, like it's butter. Oh, that's such a cool panel. You just see the flash of the swing from the awakening stick, but you see him smoking a cigarette. Damn, Gusting's just aesthetically cool. He's going to town. Yeah, he's just slicing through them. That was a long page break. Wow, that's a lot. Like, are these Shinwei inside of the mouth of this other one? That would be crazy. I don't know if that's like what I'm supposed to take from it, but it looks like it. It looks like this one opened its mouth, this big one, and then all the other tiny ones come out from inside of it. Oh, Gusting just swinging that thing and destroying everything. Valhalla's gonna come in at some point during this whole rush. I'm sure of it. Wow. Yeah, he just tore through that big one. Who do you think won, Dumas or Valhalla? Who do you think who would win? I mean, look, you can say like what's it called? Dumas did kill Vanquish, but he also lost his arms as a consequence of killing Vanquish. So like, if Dumas is losing his arms to Vanquish, even if he did kill it, I don't know. I don't think, it seems like if I'm putting my stocks a lot on Valhalla right now. Like, it seems like Valhalla is gonna be like the strongest Shinwei we have seen, or at least one of them. Like saying it could beat Leviathan or something is like, we don't know. But like a full power, fully manifested Leviathan, that'd be interesting. But we also don't know how much Leviathan has in his tank yet. And I assumed that he didn't. He gave power to Bomb, but he didn't give him his full out power. At least what I'm guessing. God, sorry, I read ahead. God, what an ugly looking thing. He just sliced this thing in half, and he was like, "Damn, this thing's ugly." But no, I think Valhalla is stronger than Dumas. Whoa, Valhalla is her? I mean, it looks like a girl. It looks like a woman. I mean, Shinwei don't... I mean, do they have genders? I guess they do. They breed. So, like... Yeah, I guess they do have genders. Because we know that, like... There's breeding seasons for them, so I guess they would have genders. But, like... I guess... Yeah, it looks like a female. God, what an ugly looking thing. So, I was wondering what was happening, but yeah, Tromrai just lunged at Gusting. Gusting surprised. All the sheets of paper, the rupture or disconnect, whichever one comes out. He fires it at Gusting, and Gusting still has to dodge, of course, because Gusting has the awakening stick that ignores their ability. It's just gonna hit you and it's gonna do damage. But the same thing for Tromrai. He has the rupture, which if it hits you, it's still gonna kill you. They both have not one shot up. I think Tromrai's ability is more of a one shot than Gusting's, to be fair. But still, both of them still have a pretty OP ability right now, but he dodged it. Oh, now he's like spreading out all the sheets of rupture all over the place. I like that fighting style of Tromrai. He spreads these sheets that he knows will kill Gusting all over the place. Because why wouldn't he? Why would he only keep them in one location? He would spread them all over to give way more chances for him to kill Gusting. So he flings them all over the place. Whoa. Damn. So after Tromrai just flings all the things all over the place, Gusting just roundhouse kicks, I think. I don't know if that's the right move, but high kicks him. Tromrai. Damn. Also, wow. Whoever, I don't know if it was SIU, but I'm just saying, whoever drew this definitely favors Gusting in a certain way. Blossom probably drew this. Just kidding. No, but they're okay. So Tromrai dodged the kick. They're fighting. They're having a Dragon Ball Z type of battle, and they're just flying all over the place. Into reinforcement. Oh, that's so cool. When's the last time we've seen somebody actually just... We know people always use Shinsu reinforcement to some extent, but like, when's the last time we've heard somebody say Shinsu reinforcement? That's so cool, and by one of the best Shinsu users in the tower. That's really cool. Shinsu reinforcement. Just whoa. Oh, that's sick. Awesome. A really long page, but just a big kaboom as just basically it looks like lightning as Gusting just tears through the Shinsu of the air with his Shinsu reinforcement. You'd better watch yourself. He's still smoking that cigarette, man. He just comes at him. I don't know if he hit him though. It doesn't, I don't know, the panel's a little weird. I don't know if he hit him, but it definitely, Tromrai is definitely like shocked maybe. No, he didn't hit him. He just barely avoided that attack. Also, oh my goodness, that was a big one. Like, that was a big hit. Another paradox. Disconnect. Disconnect can cut through anything. The jade stick can cut through any defense and hit straight at the user. What would happen if they go against each other? That's an interesting question. That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know if that were the case. No, I just don't know. I guess I don't know what would happen. They break each other. They both break. I don't know. They both break or they neither break. It's like a paradox. It's either those two options. It's either they both will break the which is more detrimental to Gusting because Traumrai can just keep making more ruptures, and Gusting only has that one jade stick. So it would technically still be a win for Traumrai in that case, I guess. But if the case was that the Jade Awakening stick and the rupture just don't do anything to each other, it's like impossible for them to, either one of them, to cut through each other. I guess that I feel like those are the only two possibilities, although I guess we'll see. Maybe it'll be answered in this fight. Who knows? I'm guessing Traumrai is still going to use rupture. And I forgot about you, Valhalla. It's been a couple panels, but I already forgot. No, that's, damn, it just comes at, and yeah, it's definitely some type of female. Like, damn, look at the body. But like this panel is in particular, just like very, not gonna say anymore. Just keeps going. We see the its eye, yeah, because that's like the texture of the face. So we see the eye face hole thing bursting with power. Oh, it just makes a big blast of energy hitting. It seems like it hit Gusting. The wings are still fluttering. Oh, that's cool. The how it moves his arms with the wings. I didn't even notice the wings were connected through the here, this part of the arm. The I don't, for some reason I keep forgetting names today. The like the wrist, like it's on the wrist of his arms. That's cool. Just fluttering the wings around. It's again such a cool design. Oh, it's like making, like, it looks like it's making like an umbrella of the wings, like it's putting them above its head. It's like, oh, it's stabbing into the, what is this? Oh, it's a sprout. I was wondering what this was, but it's a sprout. It's like using like the pointy part of the of the wings, which I'm sure has an actual name, and using it to stab into the spikes. And it looks like Gusting's avoiding it. If this path is like, if it's trying to hit Gusting and Gusting's like avoiding it. Yeah, it's like sticking its wings into the sprout. Boom, there's a big boom. Gusting's looking at all this destruction. Oh, that's a great close-up of Valhalla. And just, it just put out its arms and it's just destroying everything around it. Damn. A good panel though. Yeah, just destroying all the surroundings with its like winged talons going all over the place. Whoa. Damn. Like, it's a little hard to tell what's happening, but at the same time, I think I can figure out it's just a bunch of attacks happening, and it's like it's just a bunch of attacks happening, and Gusting's trying to avoid all of them. It's like it ripped right through the vines. Oh, and it looks like Gusting did get a little bit of damage because of his you can see here on his suit that it's a little tattered, so he maybe wasn't able to block them immediately, all the attacks. There it is. Both of them are surprised. What is that? They're looking at something. Wait, let me see. Let's zoom in. What is that? It looks like a building or something inside of the vines. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's the arena. It's the arena. Okay. The arena. I forgot about the arena. Through all this craziness. But yeah, the arena. Oh, now we got a better shot of it. I zoomed in for nothing, I guess. But this is an interesting arena. Wow. Did the damage from all that fighting expose it? Only one of the 10 family leaders would be powerful enough to cut through all those vines. Really? Is that wow? And Valhalla was just spearing through the vines. That's crazy. Only one of the 10 great family leaders would be powerful enough to go through all those vines. Damn. Valhalla really just... I guess that's a great feat for Valhalla, I guess, then. It's like putting her in a level of the great family leaders, which is super cool. And if this is really Tromrai's ultimate Shinwei, then maybe that's fair enough, right? It's like, oh, all the spikes are coming in. And Gusting now. Gusting surprised. What's this? Is he getting like entrapped? What's happening? Gusting's like looking at something. Like surprised. He's very shocked. It seems like it anyway. I hope my hunch is wrong. But I have a feeling. Is he looking at the eye of Valhalla? Is that what it is? I mean, the Valhalla has all these like things, like openings in the in his body, so it might have been looking at another piece of the body. I can't really tell with all the effects going on, but that's definitely one of those like pieces of Valhalla. He's looking through it, so he's looking through that piece. But I have a feeling that Amazu's dead body might be in there. What? That Amazu's dead body might be in there. What? Tromrai mixed Amazu's body with the Shinwei? Or like it's created? What? Like, because we know Leviathan has told us that the dragons were hatched from eggs that Tromrai created. So was this dragon was born and then maybe was fused with Amazu's dead body to make it even more powerful? Maybe. or make it more, yeah, I guess more powerful or something, or that's crazy. So Amazu's dead body might be in Valhalla. That's so messed up. And also such a cool thing to find out. Like, Tromrai is really a villain. Like I'm gonna post something on a short on my on Halloween that, like, you know, that kind of relates to Halloween. And yeah, there's no like questioning for me for the placement of one of something like Tromrai. But you'll find that out on Halloween, I guess. But that Amazu's dead body might be in there. That's so crazy. Whoa. He just shot a Shinsu blast. I think, yeah, I just shot a big ass Shinsu blast at Gusting while it was distracted looking inside of it. Wow. Oh, okay, but okay. So Gusting dodged the blast. It looks like he's like he grabbed the head of Valhalla and nearly dodged the attack. Like, pushed the head away by a little bit, and then he also dodged. Wow. I almost let it bewitch me. So it was not only like Gusting's curiosity or something, it was literally a power of Valhalla. It was bewitching him, like hypnotizing him. If whatever's in there is powerful enough to memorize even a family leader like me, I'd better be careful not to look at it directly. I better be careful not to look directly at it. I read it wrong, but the same meaning. Wow. Damn, I'm super impressed with this Shinwei. Gusting's still fighting. This is a really cool panel. Like, with Gusting with the stick and his cigarette against Valhalla, this abomination of nature. And I'm getting now, I guess, Amazu's body. Wow. So yeah, so the same thing. Okay, so it's the same thing. He's trying to Valhalla's trying to pierce Gusting with his with her wings. Now I can really say her now, because I guess it's Amazu also in there. And Gusting just goes around sipping through. A really cool shot. And I feel like we've gotten a lot of cool shots like Gusting like this, of like flipping around and being upside down. I feel like we've seen this type of shot a lot recently, at least. Okay, more of this, more of Gusting running away from Valhalla. Valhalla has good range though. Like, these wings are ginormous. So Gusting's just booking it, and Valhalla's just behind it. More Gusting running. It's interesting that he's not trying to, like, either he's trying to lure it to some place, but it's interesting that he's running away from Valhalla and not trying to see if he can find an opening to, like, hit him with the awakening stick. I wonder why, because I feel like it would definitely work. It would definitely hit her and damage Valhalla. She's so fast. So she's keeping up with Gusting. Gusting does the same thing Valhalla did before, like moves away like in a flash. And Valhalla charging another blast. Not to mention Sharp. Yeah, her blast just broke through the vines like it was nothing. Her power and speed almost matched those of the Tengri family leaders. Damn. And she'll keep regenerating as long as Tromrai lives. That's true. I didn't even think about that. No matter how many times Gusting actually would kill her with any of his attacks, if he can. Like, if he probably can, but you know what I mean. Like, even if it does, she's gonna regenerate and come back because Tromrai can revive all Shinwei. What a nuisance. And to make matters worse, that jerk isn't even alone. Yep, it's a 2v1. It's not just a Valhalla you have to worry about, it's also Tromrai. Wow, like this is so cool. Like, and again, I like this because it's Tromrai being an anima still. It's so cool. I love Tromrai. I love Tromrai when he's in his element and actually being like the best anima in the tower. Because yep, and he's using disconnect again. Wow, the combo of disconnect and Valhalla, that's a good panel. Valhalla here, Tromrai with the disconnect, firing a Gusting. Damn. Is that bomb? I guess this. So now in the time between that, Bomb finishes fight with Dumas. Is that the irregular? So Gusting noticed. Correct. So did he stop in his tracks? So Tromrai, I keep doing that mistake. So Gusting stopped in his track. He flicks the cigarette away. Is he gonna go after Bomb? There's a big explosion. That obviously is from... What's this? Oh! This is his inventory, his library. Oh, so he summoned his library. Tromrai was worried about this earlier in the fight when he said that it would be a pain in the ass if Gusting summoned his library. So, what is he planning to do? Is he planning to put Tromrai inside of the maze again? To try to get to Bomb first or something? Yeah, Tromrai still doesn't want this to happen. Oh no, the library. This library must be powerful then. Gusting's library. Well, a lot of text. Okay, let me read it, I guess. Records. A collection in book form of truths, falsehoods, and historical facts written down by somebody. Written down by somebody, or information recorded directly by means of somebody's statements or actions. Gusting's library is completely packed with such records. Okay, it's filled with books, yeah. By taking books off the shelves and either reading them out loud or copying out their contents, Gusting is able to manifest the contents of the records in this world. Wow, that's OP. Like, what? Okay. And this applies not only to physical objects, but also to actions, perceptions, changes in casual relationships, or even non-material phenomena such as natural disasters. Wow, that is broken. That's just busted. I think depending how far this ability goes, how far SIU wants to go with it, this ability is broken. And he doesn't even have to read the books out loud, it says, or copying out their content, so he can like mime. If he mimes the contents of what he wants to happen from the book, if he like recreates it, I guess, like it can still happen. That's what the heck? That's insane. I feel like I can talk about this ability forever, but like let's move on because that's insane. But also physical. I'm gonna have to read this part of the chapter so many times. To be honest, this is probably already in the Tower God wiki or something. Like they've every single time a new chapter comes out, they immediately put the information in there for trauma and gusting. It's pretty insane how fast they put it in there. Especially since it took a long time for them to like update Lustlex page. Like, but you know, that's neither here or there. So Traumrai slides the book. Gusting slides the book out of one of his the places. He grabs the book. I wonder how this. Okay, we're gonna see it right now, I guess. So he grabs the book. Sorry. Since you all are so uneducated, I'm going to read a book to you. Damn, he just called all of us dumb. Wow. So he just so he opens the book. He flips through the book. Those on the outside call him a great prophet. Lacking a god of their own, they had to invent one. And so he came to occupy a position somewhat like that of a creator in their midst. So those on the outside call him a great prophet. Lacking a true god of their own, they had to invent one. And so he came to occupy a position somewhat like that of a creator in their midst. What? I now summon him from a book passed down from countless years, a book that was not fiction to begin with, but which has become so. Is Gutson just gonna summon God? Like, what's happening? What is this? Oh my goodness. Also, his inventory is ginormous. Oh my goodness. Manifest yourself. This is so cool. Like, I have no idea what's happening, but this is awesome. This shows you how godly, like, the family heads are compared to everyone else. Like, even the characters that are like right below them in the power scaling or whatever, what you want to call it, whatever, like people like Dumas, like the second in commands of the family, they don't come close to the family heads. It's so crazy how godly they feel in comparison to everyone else in the tower. And and SIU and everyone else do such a good job like making that seem like it's the case. Manifest yourself, great fire-bearing giant. Who is this? What? Great fire-bearing giant. Fire-bearing giant. Who is this? It's Prometheus? No. Am I thinking of the wrong one? Ooh, what's this? Great fire-bearing giant fire-bearing. Okay, let me just read. I read a lot of myths and a lot of stuff, but like I can't come up with ideas in my head so fast. Fire-bearing giant fire. Sorry, I keep thinking about it. It is Prometheus. I just said Prometheus. What? It is Prometheus. That's so cool. I was not thinking I was right about that. I didn't want to say it fully out loud because I was like, I thought I was gonna get clowned on because I thought I was gonna get it wrong, but I didn't, because I thought it was gonna be something else. That's everyone's gonna be like, oh, duh, it's not Prometheus, bro. It's someone else. It's this guy from this myth or whatever. But it's actually Prometheus. That's so sick, bro. This design's awesome. Like the jar, fire-bearing giant Prometheus, bro. This is amazing. The red eyes. It looks like a statue, like made of marble. Plant your flames of death. This is the thumbnail. Amazing shot of Gusting. In the ground. He just spews it out. Just spews out all the fire from the jar into down below. Wow, that's insane. It's insane, and it looks amazing. And what is happening, bro? Gusting can just be like, yo, imagine what is it gonna do next? He's gonna be like, open a book and be like, hey, I summon Zeus, I summon Sun Wukong, he can summon gods, he can summon like fictional people, like from books, literally people, not only people, phenomenon, like disasters. Gusting can read a natural disaster, and it happens. Let me use a natural disaster from her. He could read a book about Pompeii, and then a volcano just comes out of nowhere and becomes like, just erupts, and the event that happened in the tales occurs, right? What? That's so cool, but like at the same time, that's OP. Wow. Traumatize and blocking the flames, and that's cool. The Valhalla is also blocking the flames, but like she's blocking it like with her. She's like folding her wings to block the flames. That's a cool detail. Oh, Gusting's leaving, or like darting past. Gusting. Is he trying to go for a bomb? The book refers to it as a watcher from a distant star, a sacred creature with 6 wings. In its hands, it holds the sword of judgment, inspiring awe and terror in all who behold it. What, like, is he gonna summon Lucifer? Like what, like a Samael or something, or like I know Lucifer and Samael are the same thing. Well, in some religions. What, like an angel, like 6 wings, things like that. Manifest yourself. Seraphim. Yeah, I was just gonna say, because if we've seen him summon little seraphim, like these robotic angels before, but now we see this ginormous, like a biblically accurate angel in the background. Though that's so cool. I want to see a better shot of this one though. like this big one of this biblically accurate angel in the background. Seraphim. It is ginormous. Oh my goodness. Like comparatively to all the little ones. Wow. That is huge. Just an army of seraphim going at with like the fire of Prometheus in the background, and Gusting just going at it with like he has his awakening stick and a book open in his hands, like to be continued. Of course it's to be continued right there. Of course it is. Oh my goodness, I want more. I want more of this. This is amazing. This, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It could just be hype for right now, but this is a 10 out of 10 chapter. I think it is. This is so cool. There are some panels that like are just fighting panels, and like, okay, they don't really drive the story forward, but like this is so cool. You have all these amazing shots of Gusting, amazing art throughout it. You get Prometheus in Tower God, like not just a character named Prometheus after Prometheus, like the actual real like book version of Prometheus. Like it's just not a character named Prometheus, it's like actually the myth Prometheus. You get this whole new ability of Gusting's library that's not just like the maze thing. He has the maze, the library maze too, but now he also has this broken ability where he can just read a book and summon its contents into the real world. We see Valhalla, which is amazing, and has Amazu's dead body inside of it, and it's almost as strong as a family leader. We learn about the scales and about the awakening stick and how it can pass through any defenses. I like this panel a lot, so I'm gonna stay in this one. I think this is a good panel to stay on. Let me see if it's yeah, let me see if I can put it a little up. No, but this chapter is insane. What happened? Where's my mouse? No, but this chapter is insane. Whoa. My mouse keeps falling a lot today. Yeah, but sorry about the noise. It just keeps falling a lot. No, but this is an amazing chapter. Like so much. It's more, I think it's way more than just, we see Blossom too. I almost forgot about Blossom. We see Blossom for the first time in the story. Like we see her talking and all that stuff. We didn't see her, like her face and everything, but like we saw her still. SIU insane is in the menu. Yeah, 100%. Like SIU is cooking, and oh my goodness, that was amazing. This chapter's amazing. This is a fight between family. This is a fight between gods. Like, and I wonder now, like, how the bomb thing is gonna go, because I think bomb he probably looked at the family head fight and was like, nope, just gonna go, because he definitely saw that fight. You can't just go where they are and be like, oh, I didn't see you guys with Prometheus in the sky. Like, you definitely know that they're fighting, right? So like Baum was like, nope, let me not do that. And he like ran away, and I'm guessing he's going to the arena, which we saw the arena this chapter, but I don't know what that's. Gusting's going after Baum. Is that gonna kind of put a pause in the fight between Trauma and Gusting? I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's gonna put a little bit of a pause of the fight, and then we're gonna pick up back into it. But even then, this chapter's amazing. Like, this chapter's great, amazing, and you just see both of these guys feel like family heads, feel like gods. And this fight is definitely ramping up, and I think I don't know, if it keeps going, like if we get more chapters like this, it may be one of my favorite fights in all of Tower of God. But we'll have to see, I guess. And other than that, I don't feel like there's much to talk about. I feel like I've talked about everything, and every single time something's happened in the chapter, I feel like I've definitely talked about it to a good extent. I really want to see kind of like what the I kind of, now that we have this whole new power system for gusting, I kind of want to see like it being used really good. Like I kind of want to see, it said like it's not only like characters or like things, it's phenomenon, relationships, stuff like that. This could go really far into the abilities of gusting. And I mean, it's not out of the question even for gusting. Like gusting like created people out of Shinsu, and he's also like from the writing of Shinsu, right? And he's also like, so it's like it's OP, but it's still not like going 100% out of left field. Like he also has Tiara's pen, or just his pen, I guess, that can just do almost anything, right? So like anything that he writes, Gusting's powers have always somehow been related to knowledge and power and stuff like that. I feel like that's like the core thing, that his powers are connected to knowledge, and I think it's really cool. Yeah, just really cool chapter. Not much else to say again, really. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this chapter. But wow, I've also not been recording as long as I actually thought I was. I feel like this chapter went on forever. But we've only been alive for an hour and 40 minutes. No, but I love this chapter so much. Again, I think maybe it's just the recency talking, but I think it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Because we have a good amount of dialogue and a good amount of fighting, and good fighting and good powers and awesome moments and great art. Just really good. I can't really say anything bad about this chapter. So yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that off, and hope you guys have a wonderful night. You're gonna see my video again on Halloween. I hope you guys like it. It's a theory video about a topic in Tower of God, which I've already put in my community post, so you guys know what it is. Yeah, hope you guys will like that video, and yeah, see you guys around. I'm gonna turn it off now, but yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful night. Bye.